You know, every day I walked by here, thought, what's going on? First I thought it was a bunch of hippies, like what the hell's going on, right? So I thought, let me do some, investigative journalism, because something's happening here and nobody knows about it and nobody's reporting on it. So I started interviewing people, see what's going on. Thought it might not have been so well thought out, their responses, but it was coming from the heart. And I understood where it was going to, because we're both human beings, right? We're both human beings, and we have the same basic needs, and those basic needs are not being met in the fashion that they should be met. Because I've seen different people, and I started to see how much we had in common. The only problem I started to see was this. One, there was no media coverage, and two, I don't think everyone was being represented. Well, the urban community, they knew nothing about what was going on. It seemed like to me that everybody I talked to, the people I talked to were coming from like Detroit and California, and they were mostly like white. Like, maybe white middle class. But, I was like, hey man, we're all going through the same struggle, So I said, I have to find a way to get people down here and get the neighborhood to know what's going on. And that's what I've been trying to do ever since. That was going great. I'm part of the Occupy the Hood campaign. And I think we spread out to how many states now? How many cities and states?
Everywhere.
We're like everywhere now. It totally went viral. And we have a lot of, it did. And we have a lot of celebrities backing us. And why that lady look like Sarah Palin? What the?
Yo, I don't know. You know what's so funny about it? They thought she was here for real for a minute.
Yo, that's not Sarah Palin. It's really from the same thing. We all suffer from psychosocial stress disorder. Yeah, that's from poverty, the fear of poverty. And poverty wreaks havoc on your health and on your psyche. Now, this can all be solved by getting rid of the monetary market system and replacing it with a global resource-based system, coupled with a distribution. It's based on technology, a scientific approach. It's about what the land can take, what the earth can take. There's no way we can continue to deplete the earth's resources faster than it can regenerate. And the earth is gonna protect itself, and it's gonna get rid of us, it will. So instead of fighting the earth, we should work with the earth. We should work with nature, and that is what the resource-based management system is about. Now I'm explaining it to you simplistic, but I would advise you, and I would advise your listeners to check out the Venus Project. That was spearheaded by Jacques Fresco. He's an industrial scientist, and he's been talking about this since the 70s. But he created this whole utopian system, and we can actually do this within 10 years. This can all change within 10 years if we were all to get on board and do this before we reach that flashpoint where there's nothing else we can do. What do? I'm IT, right? I'm IT. I deal with network engineering, informationology. That's what I do. That I do. Yeah. And in my spare time, I do what you do.